Hello and welcome to the channel, BOBSALES this time's next year. So today's video I'm just going to have more of a catch up of what my week has been, some of the drops that's happened, some of the FOMO that's happened, and just an overall view of my week. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Mariachi stamps themselves and everything that happened with them. Now the stamps themselves represent the unique music of Mexico. Now there was quite a few edition sizes to these stamps, and with the market being what it is, no one knew what this one was going to do. But every other stamp in my experience has always done not too bad. If anything, you've lost one gem. But the stamps usually for 6 gems always sell out and they always do well. One thing I would say about stamps, what we've noticed on previous drops, is if you do buy the stamps, half the time you do need to wait a couple of weeks if you're looking to sell these and make profit off the drop. Now the main thing about these, of course, was that tweet by David to say there was a special surprise in store. Now, of course, if you had any brains, you probably worked it out that they played music. Now, I must say, the good thing about this drop was when you load them into your vault, each one plays an individual instrument. And when you put them all together in the vault, they do actually play a song and sing a little. Now, as I've got quite a few on the drop, I will actually show you that now. So of course, animated 6 gems, you are going to initially go for this drop. So I'm sat there with a new user, we're about to go for the drop, we're both waiting, we're both clicking away, and what happens? The drop instantly sells out. And when I mean instantly sells out, I mean no buy now button. Now I've straight away said there was something wrong with this because this is not the right picture. I know the stamps normally sell fast because everyone has 6 gems, but this sold extremely fast with no buy now button. Now on VeVe's Twitter, they did actually acknowledge that the drop had gone completely wrong and none of the editions has actually sold yet. And they would get back to you and let you know once the problem had been fixed. Now, of course, Twitter blows up, I blow up, everyone blows up, and no one's happy about the situation right now. Now, for some reason, in my mind, I knew that rather than VeVe providing us all with another drop time or doing it on the next hour, say, just had a feeling that I needed to keep refreshing the button. Now, of course, 15 minutes later, no warning to anyone, no Twitter message, no nothing, the buy now button appears. So when I say me and the missus click that button like no tomorrow, we click that button like no tomorrow. Luckily for me, they didn't seem to have a limit on this one, and I managed to get 23 editions in total. Now the funny thing about this is I did actually get 1 secret rare off the drop out of 23. However, I'm not sure you can call that superstar juju when you hit 23 boxes and you only have 1 secret rare. And of course, the other thing that happened to me, of course I get 23 boxes and they all go under price. But literally by a couple of gems each, it's not too bad for the bank balance. It don't hurt too much, and I can wait a couple of weeks for the prices to at least reach past box. Which with these stamps, I believe they will because they're very unique. When you put them in the vault, they're really cool. Now, I've seen a lot of people say they've got errors in the vault and stuff like that. But as you can see by my recording, what I've just shown you, I've had no errors my side, so that could be an app, a restore. However, VeVe did acknowledge the issue and they did say they were looking into it. Now, even though I got 23 on the box, as I say, I was still pretty annoyed and pretty let down by VeVe that this actually happened. Depending on where you are in the world, some people wake up at 5 AM for these drops. Other people got to get back from the school run or finish work early or hide in the toilet to get these drops. But to then fix the drop and just release it without scheduling a new time, without booking a new hour, without some prior warning for everyone so it's fair again. Surely if something like this goes wrong, all you do is you push it onto the next hour or you move it to the next day. The way it was just dropped back onto the system, I don't agree with that. Although I did benefit for it, I still don't agree with it. Of course, that's probably the last time I'm going to get 23 on a box. One of the other big things we've actually had was the Miles Morales drop. Now, I won't go into too much details about this because let's face it, every Tom, Dick and Harry come out of the woodwork to do videos on this one. But of course, me being me, I did not get the drop. With the edition sizes and the amount of people going for this one, it was obvious that you probably was going to get hurt. Now, there was 3 different varieties and there's 2,000 editions, so there's not many at all. Now, I did have a bit of foresight to keep some gems back for this one for the aftermarket. One of the things I always tell you not to do on this channel is you don't buy straight after the drop. We all all know you buy after the drop, sometimes you can get burnt. But with this one being so significant, and a lot of VeVe users do love Miles Morales and has always called for this, I knew that I wanted to have one safely in my vault. At the time of the drop, there was a lot of hype around the one with the hoodie that looks like it had Jordans on. Obviously, they're not Jordans, but it did have a lot of the hype. Now, as always, I am pretty honest, and this is my least favourite of the bunch. But at the time, it was about 400 gems, and it was the most I was willing to spend to secure one of these. Now, after the drop, you could see the prices was going up. But after failing to purchase off the floor about 100 times, I picked one up for around 400. Now, in hindsight, I did buy in too early because, of course, it dropped down to 195. Of course, at the time of this video, it is actually at 250. And the floor's steadily been on a decrease of listings, and all the other rarities have started to go back up, including the rare. Now, in my eyes, I could see the rare at least getting to 600 to 700 itself, but do not panic, be reassured, I do imagine this will go back up. Now, the hard choice is a lot of people are making the choice between this and AF15. Of course, at this point, Miles Morales and AF15 in the app is making the market drop rather a lot. I think right now everyone's rushing to get at least one copy of each items known as grail items. Now, of course, we did have one more drop. We did have the Jim Henderson's Labyrinth drop. Now, as I said before, the film is not for me. I did actually rewatch that last night. To be fair, the special effects and the outfits are actually pretty good, considering the date of the film and when they were made and everything. Now, the box price was 30 gems, which I thought was rather low. And yet again, this drop did not sell out. Now, I myself actually went for 2 of these boxes on this drop because I actually like the collectibles. These are some of the cleanest NFTs we actually have on the app. They look really nice and they are. And like I said, for 30 gems, I thought that was a fair price. Now, I think the problems with this arose with the actual date of the film and the user base we actually have in VeVe right now. So it's just like the toy market. Every 10, 20 years, the popularity of the toy market changes. Where people were looking for 1970s or 1960s tin toys, it started to change to where people were looking for Alien vs Predator toys. So as I say, the toy market actually changes with the generations coming up. It's when you get to the age of about 20 to 30, you start looking for some of them childhood toys again. I think that's a prime example of why we missed the mark with this one. I don't think we have enough user base that was into Labyrinth. Now, of course, I did get the common and the uncommon. And of course, they did go half the price in the aftermarket. As I said, with these, for AR functionality, and it is Halloween, so they could come in handy for that. So if you'd like to win a die-cast Batman car, enter the competition, just put "I'm Batman" underneath the video and the giveaways will be sent out. As always, I've been your host, BOBSALES. This time next year, we will be millionaires. A peace.
No, Jumbo, well, he's offered me a partnership in his company, his new company, and it's going to be a real big earner. I mean, Rodney, this time next year, we will be millionaires.